MotoGP is back for the final day of testing in Qatar, marking a crucial moment for the big guns of the sport as we near the official start of the 2024 season in just a couple of weeks' time. Day 2 in Qatar saw much calmer conditions with minimal wind, but this also meant hotter conditions for the riders on track. And the lap times have been extraordinary. The top 11 all within the all-time lap record. So let's dive in and see how everyone is shaping up as we conclude winter testing. So let's not beat around the bush. At the top of the timesheets at the end of 2 days of testing, it's no surprises that it's reigning world champion Pecco, who recorded a simply sensational 150.952, by far the fastest ever two-wheeled lap at Lusail, and gives him 1/10 over his closest challenger, Factory Ducati man and teammate Enea Bastianini. And in what may be grim reading for their opponents, Ducati seem to have hit the ground running. All 4 riders today on the full 2024 spec bike. And with Enea Bastianini just a 10th off Pecco in time attack, it's looking good for the Italian outfit. Very much a case of catch me if you can for Ducati. 2023 title contender Jorge Martin was fairly quiet on the second day of testing, clocking a 151.466, the 7th fastest time. Teammate and Italian Franco Morbidelli remaining sidelined following an injury in pre-season testing. As for Pertamina Enduro VR46 racing team, it seems that Fabio Di Giannantonio has clicked with the GP23 bike right away, managing a 151.489, just half a second off the fastest Ducati. Marco Bezzecchi also has clicked into gear, making ground and putting a difficult Sepang test behind him, finishing with a 151.678 and with the 10th fastest time. The 8-time world champion Marc Marquez was in promising form as he managed an impressive 151.335, just 0.3 off the new lap record set by Pecco. It's not all been plain sailing though, as he suffered a technical issue at turn 15, not unlike the one at Sepang test. Still adapting to the Ducati though, race pace looks good and looking and feeling more confident enough to push, which when you're Marc Marquez means a little crash here and there, as he did today toward the end of the session. Teammate and brother Alex Marquez finished with the 13th fastest time. Now on to Aprilia, and they're right up there with 3 riders in the top 12 in the combined times at the end of the Qatar test. Miguel Oliveira will breathe a sigh of relief as he clocks the 12th fastest time, though it was Aleix Espargaro, Aprilia Capitan, who clocked a 151.260, just 0.3 off Pecco's fastest time, with an improving Viñales finishing just less than half a second off the fastest time in 6th. Credit must go to Trackhouse rider Raul Fernandez, who was absolutely flying, continuing his strong testing form, who finished today with an impressive 5th fastest time. It looks like Honda have made some improvements in power, top speed, torque delivery and aero, which is massive. The new aero parts tested today were well received by the riders. A step forward for sure, but still a step behind their opponents and still looking for more rear grip. The fastest Honda rider of the test was LCR Castrol Honda's Johan Zarco in 17th, with his Honda colleagues stacked up behind him in 18th, 19th and 20th. Luca Marini, the slowest of the 4 at the day's end. Over at KTM, the Austrian outfit are looking quite settled. They ditched the new aero intake, did a big push with the electronics, and the feeling is that in race trim, they'll be close to Ducati. Brad Binder's race sims have been pretty competitive. The South African finished the top KTM of the day, registering a mighty 151.583, leaving him with the 9th fastest time. Teammate and Australian Jack Miller finished just outside the top 10 in 11th, with a 151.720. Rookie sensation Pedro Acosta did a full-length MotoGP race simulation, and apart from one bad lap, his average pace was around 3 to 4 tenths slower than Fabio Di Giannantonio's race-winning speed at last year's Grand Prix. All this bodes well for the young MotoGP starlet. By contrast, his teammate Augusto Fernandez continues his less than impressive form, the slowest of all the full-time riders, down in 21st. Yamaha are looking better than before on the long runs. The Flying Frenchman was the fastest Yamaha rider of the day, with the 14th fastest time. His teammate Rins recording faster times than yesterday, though remains outside the top 15 on the timesheets. Well, that's all, folks, and what a stunner it was. Things are shaping up nicely for a competitive, intriguing 2024, with Ducati and Bagnaia the clear pace setters. So, let battle officially commence in just under 2 weeks' time for round 1 at the Qatar GP. Don't forget to tune in.